Really, anybody that you come in contact with that owns a business could be your next client. I think one of the biggest business buzzwords for 2020 might be side hustle. Everybody is trying to make more money in addition to their full-time job, and I thought that I would share today what I think is the best side hustle to not only make a couple extra bucks on the side, but this could actually turn into a full-time career. Now, before I tell you what it is, my name is Matt Bontrager. I'm a CPA. I'm the managing partner of TrueBook CPA, which is a full-service tax and accounting firm where we help our clients save money on their taxes. Some of the common side hustles that you might see online right now may include e-commerce, flipping goods, such as things at a garage sale, or maybe going to Ross or TJ Maxx and buying items off the shelf and then relisting them online for a small profit, or couch flipping like you may have saw in my partner Ryan Pineda's channel. The only thing that I don't like about these side hustles is that it's very transactional, and once you make a sale, you're on to the next one. There's no recurring revenue model to keep you in business. It's gonna constantly take time and effort from you to keep that business going to generate income. Now, not that I don't like to work hard, but I like something that's a little bit more stable and something that you can rely on as far as monthly income goes. With these other side hustles, it might be tough if you were to get injured or maybe get sick and have to go out for a couple weeks, that you wouldn't be able to earn money anymore because you can't go out and continue to do the same business. Whether it be go to the store and buy more goods, go buy more couches, clean the couches, wash the couches, resell them. So just something to think about when it comes to what you choose as your side hustle and how you want to spend your time outside of your main job. Now, my choice when it comes to side hustle has to be bookkeeping. It's very simple. You don't need a license or a formal college degree to do it, and it's a recurring revenue model, so it's not transactional based. They don't pay you for a widget one time and then you go and find the next customer. It's a relationship-based transaction to where you sign them up as a client, you are providing a service for them monthly, and they pay you monthly. So as far as revenue goes, it's much more stable than most other side hustles, which is great. I think stability is awesome, especially in a time like this in 2020, something that you can rely on for a couple hundred or a couple extra $1,000 each month on top of the money that you're earning at your main job. Now, yes, I said you don't need a formal education. You don't need a college degree. You don't need to be a CPA. You just have to learn how to use the software and understand basic math, addition and subtracting. One of the main reasons that I chose this side hustle is that anybody you come in contact with that owns a business, you could potentially do business with. They are a potential client that you could land and now start doing bookkeeping for. So the market is huge. And as you grow, you can start to build your niche and only work with certain companies. Maybe you want to work with small gyms, maybe you want to do real estate and work with landlords or real estate agents that have somewhat of a big book of business that they need to offload their accounting to someone else. So the possibilities are endless when it comes to who your potential client can be. Really, anybody that you come in contact with that owns a business could be your next client. Now let's talk about what bookkeeping entails as far as what you would be providing as a service. Every small business that operates needs to keep track of their income and their expenses, and this is essentially where you come in and what you're going to be doing for them. I can tell you right now, with most of the small business owners that I've worked with, there's a lot of them that don't understand what they're doing when it comes to the accounting and when it comes to tax time, and I ask them for their financials. They have to run back home and dig through their shoebox of receipts to now compile these numbers and get them to me to do their tax returns. But one of the services that we obviously offer is bookkeeping, because this is a necessity when it comes to filing your tax return. You can't file a tax return if you don't have your financials ready, such as a profit and loss or maybe a balance sheet. So where you come in is to help these business owners keep track of their income and their expenses so that every month you can send them their financials, they can see the financial health of their business, monitor where their money is going, and whether they're in the black or in the red, whether they're losing money or whether they're making money. And instead of at the end of the year, them running back home to their receipts and tallying up things at the end of the year, you're doing this for them on a monthly basis. So every month they will pay you, and every month you will give them a set of financial statements that show the money that they made and the expenses that they spent their money on. This is helpful for two main reasons. One, they get to understand what the health of their business is and if they're really making money or spending too much. And two, when it comes to their tax return, the first thing that their tax accountant is going to ask for is their financials. So if they don't have them, then they're just going to end up spending more with that accountant to help build those at the end of the year, whereas now they have you to do their books monthly so that when it comes tax time, they can just send their financials right over to their accountant, be done with the tax return, and call it a day. There are a couple other services that you can also provide that actually would bump up that monthly fee that you charge them, such as writing checks for them, such as keeping track of their bills. The possibilities are really endless because as you start to work with that client, you'll realize that there are so many more things that small business owners need help with that they just simply don't have the time to do because they're operating day to day in their business. So that's where you come in to fill those needs. Some of you might be asking if you need to understand how taxes work, and that also is not something that you need to worry about here. You are simply accounting for a business's income and a business's expenses. So as the business makes money and as the business spends money, you are keeping track of those numbers and being able to furnish financial statements to the business owner so they understand where they're at in their business and the money that they're making. Now, the best software that I could recommend for you to use in your own bookkeeping business would be QuickBooks Online. I think it's easy to use, it's inexpensive, and it's very easy to operate as a bookkeeper managing multiple clients. Using QuickBooks is really easy as well. Once you sign up with QuickBooks, they actually have tutorial videos on how to use their software. But I can tell you right now, if you spend maybe 2 to 3 hours, you would learn more than enough for what you need to service your first client. So you don't only need to have one client, although one client could easily supplement your income depending on the size of that client and the monthly fee that you charge them. Obviously, a client making a couple $100,000 a year versus a client making $1 million a year, you will charge different fees for those clients, being that the work that they have might be a little bit more complex than one or the other. Let's talk the tax benefits of a side hustle. So not only now are you making a couple extra bucks on the side in addition to, let's say, your W-2 income, but now some of the things that you spend your money on personally before can now possibly be deducted, such as your cell phone bill, going out and eating meals with potential clients for your side hustle business. So from a tax perspective, there's a lot of benefits when it comes to starting your side hustle because now things that you spend money on that would have been personal at first now can be considered business expenses to now bring down that tax bill on the income that you're making on the side. My two main reasons for picking this side hustle over all of the others are one, the flexibility of it, and two, the potential for growth into a full-time gig. One, the flexibility, I can do my job from wherever I want. I don't need to be with the client to be able to service them. Nowadays, with the software options that are available online, all I simply need is a computer and I can get the job done from wherever I'd like. And number two, the potential of growing this into a full-time business is really easy. Let's say you get 3 clients at $1,000 a month. That's $3,000 a month on top of what I'm already making at my full-time job. So you could easily see if you got a couple more clients and you were making maybe $5,000, $6,000 a month, you may be able to leave that full-time job and now work from home or wherever you'd like with just you and your computer. One of the other benefits of this side hustle as well is the low-cost startup. All you really need is a computer and the software. There's really no other overhead costs that you have to spend money on to start this business now. Once you have QuickBooks and a laptop to do your work on, it's really just up to you on going out and finding different clients that you can now service. But as I mentioned, every small business owner that you come in contact with, you can provide your service to. So it's not like you have a small pool of possible clients that you're talking to. Anybody online that you see running a small business is your potential client. And the biggest one, I would say the freedom to work when you want, right? Just like Uber drivers, just like anybody with a side hustle, you are your own boss. So you don't have to report to somebody 9 to 5. You set your own schedule and can go out and work when you want. And so those are the main reasons that I think bookkeeping is the best side hustle to hop into now, and I think will be. Some of you may have heard that accounting jobs are going away. I don't think so at all. I see it day in and day out doing people's taxes that when it comes to the moment of me asking for their financial statements and they're stuck running home counting receipts, I can tell that there's a need for this business. I know that there's a need because we also service clients as well when it comes to bookkeeping, and I think that you could easily hop out there and find your first 1 to 3 clients within the first month or two. So like I said, all you need is a laptop and your software and you'd be ready to get going. If you guys have any other questions when it comes to bookkeeping, or maybe how to find your first client, or other services you can add on top of bookkeeping for extra monthly revenue, drop a comment below and I'd be more than happy to share my thoughts. And those are my main reasons why I think bookkeeping is the best side hustle for not only 2020, but 2021 and forward.